My name is Chujor. A lot of people just call me CJ. I'll be your unofficial official MC for the afternoon. Looking forward to doing my best to entertaining you. Don't be afraid to engage in pity applause and charity applause. I'm fine with that. If things don't go as expected, I will be doing some singing, and I am not a good singer. So just as a heads up, all right. All jokes aside, I'd like to take a minute first to remind everyone that we've got drinks and some delicious food available back over there. And I'd also like to take a minute to introduce from our Suubi Fusion, our amazing superstar Flavia. Now, before that, we've got a bit of a video that to show you a little bit about the great work being done with Suubi and with Nito. Thank you.
We've expanded to Hamilton, Ontario, marking our third office in the region. With over 1,000 healthcare field staff, we're committed to providing compassionate care to families across Ontario and Alberta.
Welcome to Hamilton Branch.
Hi, my name is Uchenna. I'm 23 years old. I'm a recruiter at Nexim Healthcare Consultants, and I am gonna go back to school this year for graphic design. It's a 3-year program, and things I love doing for fun is I love to edit videos, to make videos, and just have fun with life. I've learned a lot of things my time being here at Nexim. There's been a lot of projects that's been put onto me that I had to do some quick learnings. For example, there were times where I was doing this little animations for some Nexim videos. There was times when I was designing flyers. I don't typically know what I'm doing at that point, but I learn what to do. So because of that, I learn new skills every day. We use Excel all the time, so little Excel uh, tricks I learn, and editing is what I love as well. So because I'm given stuff to edit, I'm learning more and more into the things I love personally doing. My primary duties at Nexim are taking care of our clients, making sure that our staffs get shifts, making sure our clients' requests are filled, answering emails, reaching out to new people to hire. And also, there's little duties around the office, helping out my colleagues because I have a lot of experience in the company. So, whenever my colleagues need help, I would be there to help. Little technical issues here and there, I am always there to help with those as well. So, those are my primary duty as a recruiter in Nexus. So, a long time ago, I was brought in to train as an admin. So I had the training of an admin at the time. It was just a small training to let me understand the interface of what Nexim is. So I got that training, went back home, and then when COVID started, well, Nexim needed a lot of help with hiring, filling shifts, and then we didn't have time to go through recruitment processes like hiring a whole new person, training them. Since I already had a little experience from the admin training I did from a while back, they called me in and then brought me in. And as a recruiter, I helped.
I come from Nairobi, Kenya. I work at Nexim Healthcare Agency as a recruiter in the Hamilton branch. So when my first ever job in
Am I
Canada,
on?
it has
Nope.
helped me.
Hi, everyone. That just gives you a quick initial introduction to the beautiful Hamilton office space and some of the amazing team that we have here. There's quite a bit more of that video that we can enjoy, but I did want to move things along to the next portion. Uh, Coming on behalf of Nido and Subi, we have Flavia, who is a phenomenally talented young artist. Before we see her, there's a video specifically about Subi that tells you about the great work that's being done through our Nido community initiatives.
Aged 15 years, a student from Cambridge Senior Secondary School, located in Chandela, Wachimese. This program has helped us and we have benefited from it because many of us were not going back to school Due to lack of funds, lack of the school fees, the school requirements, but since this program came, many of us are able to go back to school. And the message I'm sending to those people who invest their money in us, not to stop, because we will not let them down.
And I present to you one of the Suubi superstars, Favia.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? My name is Nakate Flavia Priscilla from Suubi Fusion Troupe, Uganda, Kampala. And today I'm here to share with you a story of hope and joy. A story of two incredible organizations, that is NIDO, which is Nexim International Development Organization, and Suubi Fusion Troupe, that are helping children back in our community in Uganda. NIDO, which means seed in our local language, is a program that provides support and resources to vulnerable children, helping them to grow and strive. And Suubi is a talented group of young dancers, entertainers, singers, and instrumentalists who share their voices and spirit through music, dance, and drama. Together, Nexim, NIDO, and Subie Fusion Troupe are powerful reminders that every child deserves a chance to shine. Let us support these two incredible organizations and the children they serve. Let us nurture the seeds of hope and potential that they represent. Thank you so much. Please enjoy the entertainment.
From that day we arrived on the planet, and blinking stepped into the sun. There's more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done. Aye timu dongo mnyarwe. Aye timu dongo mnyarwe. Timu dongo mnyarwe. Aye timu dongo mnyarwe. Wida timu dongo mnyarwe. Aye timu dongo mnyarwe.
Can we please take a moment to acknowledge the brilliant talent that we just saw? A round of applause, please. That was a phenomenal performance. I'm sweating just from watching that. And I assure you, I would have been disqualified by the first pot. It would have fallen, I would have just walked straight out. So the amount of talent shows you what a superstar she is and gives a bit of an indication of the great work that's being done with Suubi Fusion and Nexim International Development Organization. So now, the next thing that we're going to be doing, and I know it's going to be a bit disruptive, so bear with me. I'd like to invite everyone to head out for the official ribbon cutting ceremony for Hamilton, Nexim's new Hamilton office, please. So we'll, as best we can, in an orderly fashion, file our way out so that we can witness this ribbon cutting ceremony. And then we'll come back in and get back to the festivities. I'm hoping everyone had a chance to enjoy some of that delicious food. I know I myself definitely overdid it with the rice, but it can't be helped. It was delicious. I have no regrets. So while we wait to get into the next portion of things, I'd like to take a minute to read the official land acknowledgement for the city of Hamilton. All right. The city of Hamilton is situated on the territorial territories of the Erie, Neutral, Huron-Wendat, and Haudenosaunee and Mississaugas. This land is covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, which was an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe to share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. We further acknowledge that this land is covered by the Between the Lakes Purchase of 1792, between the Crown and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Today, the city of Hamilton is home to many indigenous people from across Turtle Island, also known as North America. And we recognize that we must do more to learn about the rich history of this land so that we can better understand our roles as residents, neighbors, partners, and caretakers. Thank you. And now, to get things going a little bit, I'd like to take a minute to introduce our phenomenally talented artist, Emmanuel Jal. Now, before he comes, let me tell you a little bit about him. Emmanuel is a South Sudanese Canadian artist, actor, author, former child soldier, political activist, and very talented musical artist. He continues to inspire people of all backgrounds with his story and his riveting performances. For this portion, he'll be doing some spoken word and giving a few words as well. So everyone, please take a moment to welcome Emmanuel Jal.
You ought to have seen my face on the telly. Fat, hungry belly. Flies in my eyes, head too big for my size. Just another little starving child running around in Africa, born to be wild. Praise God, praise the Almighty for sending an angel to rescue me. I got a reason for being on this earth, cause no more than many water. Life is worth enough. Now that I get a chance to stand my ground, I'm gonna run over mountains, leaves and bounds. I ain't an angel, hope I'll be one soon. And if I am, I want to be like Emma McCune, me. I would have probably died from starvation or some other wretched disease. I would have grown up with no education, just another refugee. I stand here because somebody cared. I stand here because somebody dared. I know there is a lot of Emmas out here who's willing to try to save a life of a child. Remember the time when I was small, where I couldn't read or write at all. Now I'm all grown up, I got my education. Sky is the limit and it can't be stopped by no one. Oh, I pray for this day to come. And I pray that the world find wisdom to give the poor in need some assistance instead of putting up resistance. Yeah. Sitting and waiting for the politics to fix this. It ain't gonna happen. They're all sitting on the asses, popping champagne and sponging off the masses. Coming from the refugee boy soldier, but I still got my dignity. I gotta say it again. If Emma never rescued me, I would be a corpse from the African plain. 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 Thank you. So, thank you. The people at the back, if it would be amazing if you move forward so we can build a nice warm energy. I want to share my story with you so that we can make this event have a different meaning by you into just your presence here. There's more seats in front here, so some people can come and sit here if they want, and they're at the back. So I want to share my journey with you and how did my story connect with Nido. You know? So my name is Emmanuel Jal, and I was born in the most difficult time. My country was at war with itself, and that war reached the core of my family. All my aunties died during the war, all my uncles except two. By the age of 7, my father gave me out and told me I'm going to go to school in Ethiopia. We had to walk hundreds and hundreds of miles. Some children died of starvation, some died of dehydration, some were abducted on the way, some just got lost. When we arrived in Ethiopia, after a while, that's where we got trained, and I became a child soldier. But some of you may say, wait a minute, your story is too far from us. One of the reasons I always believe everybody has a story. And when we share our experiences for social emotional learning, we're able to open up our mind to think and see something that can allow us to move forward. One of the things that helped me as a little kid is imagination. Whenever I face something really difficult, I would sit or I'll stand and just see myself in the future. Why did I love to go to school? Because I used to love biscuits. So I was told, if you go to school, you're going to learn how they make biscuits. I used to love stories. And so I would imagine myself making biscuits in the future. And how would that feel like? Sometimes I would imagine myself as a pilot, as a doctor, as a teacher in the future. And when I go into the imagination, it takes me somewhere else. It gives me an energy to move forward. The lowest point I've ever been as me, one of the lowest points, is when we were drinking our own urine. Apart from being in a battlefield, you go with a morale, with a team, and you fight together. But there's a point in life where everything, it's you and your mind and yourself. And so I've reached different points. And one of them, why I would share why imagination is, we walk in a swampy ground. And this swampy ground, if you fall in the water, they only see the bubbles. So there was a child soldier in front of me, and he fell in the water. And the biggest soldier behind me came and tried to pick him. They both drowned as I watched. Here I am asking myself, why didn't I help? And as soldiers, we are trained to be brother skipper. 2 people are dying in front of me, and I could not do anything. And as I stood there, the negative words inside me started speaking to me. You're a coward. How could you let this happen? How are you going to live when other people will know that these 2 died and you did nothing? Now, one thing I discovered as a little kid is you can speak to yourself nice and feel good, or you allow the voice in your head to speak to you terribly and you feel bad. And so I had to remind myself that I want to be a part of a solution in the future. And I told myself, I am going to stay alive and I'll tell these stories. And just by saying few sentences like that I'm going to live to tell the story, the whole thing changed. And by getting a little bit of positivity, I closed my eye again to see if I can see the future. But a question came into my head and telling me, Jal, why are you always dreaming to be a part of a solution in the future when you are now in the problem now? So I asked the question back into my head, what is it that I can actually do now? So voice spoke into my head, why don't you eat the leaves of those trees? If you don't die, share it with the rest. So I went and picked the leaf of the trees. I ate, I didn't die, I shared with the rest. And something told me, okay, why don't you pick up the snails floating on the water? Eat. If you don't die, share with the rest. So I went and collected the snails. And the next thing is, okay, there are dead bodies over there and there are vultures. Why don't you shoot the vultures and eat? And so now through imagination and having a positive conversation with myself, my mind was able to show me where I can find other opportunities. What I discovered in this journey is we were not starving because there was no food. We were not starving because there is nothing around that we could eat. What killed us was our perspective, was how we were raised, was our beliefs that grew with us. And that's what killed us, because there was a lot of stuff that were crawling on the ground. How my mind is open up to this, that I can go to my past and dig something positive, is I traveled to England for the first time and I went to a Chinese restaurant and I saw octopus. I saw all kind of things that we cannot eat at home: lobsters, crabs, snails, everything mixed. And I was saying, like, if we had a Chinese kid with us on that journey, none of us would have died, because it's there. And if you look at it now, why am I saying this? Even when we are in cities, other people can see opportunities and other people cannot see it because of the beliefs they have that grounds them, and because of the built-in motivations that they have that block them from the positive thoughts that could lead them into the light. And so one of the reasons I'm able to dig into my past now is because I discovered one of my privilege is my experience. The gift that you have in life is that challenge that you have. When you overcome it, beyond it are infinite blessings that you can reap. So I thought I would share this journey. And when we survive this part of this journey, we arrive in my difficult situation. My friend died. And in this situation, there was nothing around that we could eat. There was nothing. All the birds, the snails, all the creatures that were clawing on the floor were scared to come to us because they knew that there's a new species that is eating them. And we are weak, we could not move. And my friend was dying. And I look at him and my senses changed, because we have gone for days without food, where your next fellow human being smell like food to eat. So I told him, I am going to eat you tomorrow. And he looked at me and said nothing. Because coming from a religious background, my mother used to pray a lot. So I said, I'm going to pray to Mom's God. Mom God, if you can give me something to eat, wherever I'll go, I'll always tell this part of my story. So I waited for that night. I crawled. There was a dead body that we put explosive around, hoping that if a hyena come at night and try to eat that dead body, the bomb explode and we eat the hyena. But what happened is the bomb explode, the hyena takes the body. And I ended that when I went under that tree, I was disappointed, couldn't find anything to eat. And so I saw, okay, if I could find a piece of a dead body here, I would eat because nobody's there, but I couldn't find anything. It was just flies on the ground. And I remembered one time I was so weak that when I lie down, waiting for a miracle to happen, the flies would go into my eyes, they would enter into my nose, and I didn't have energy to move it. So at one point, it's disgusting to share what I'm about to share because it has a level of shame. But what I like to share it about is it has increased my level of survival in any situation I'll go. So I open my mouth and allow the flies to get in, to accumulate as much as possible, and I would just eat them. Now, I should have had diarrhea. I should have been sick, but my system was able to absorb it. Now, after gathering some strength, I crawled back to where my friend was and waiting for a miracle to happen the next day. A bird came on top of a tree. It was so close, but I didn't have the energy to cock my gun to fire it. But there was another kid, a child soldier lying dead, woke up, picked up his gun, and shot the bird. It fell between my legs. He never lived to eat that bird. And it raised questions in my head. How did he know I'm struggling to shoot this bird? And so now the only thing I can do is tell his story. And so when I arrived, I survived. I ended up in a place called Wirt where I met a British aid worker called Emma McCune, and she smuggled me into Kenya. She rescued over 150 child soldiers, but I was the only one. She managed to do so. In Kenya, she died. More challenges came. But to move forward, I ended up becoming a musician, which got an international attention. Now become an actor, became an entrepreneur, and right now learning to evolve using the imagination. Every time I encounter a difficult situation, I just use the same formula. How do I imagine myself out of this challenge? How can I invite better thoughts that can allow me to navigate this challenge? So that's the message I want to reach to you. And to add on to my portfolio now with so many big things is I have become also an ambassador to NIDO, and it became an amazing experience. It widened my mind to discover that there's an African young man making noise, working quietly in Canada and making unpublicized big impact back at home. Just imagine if around 500 kids or 300 kids in a school sponsored by one organization. Can you imagine that? So how many here work for Nexim? Put your hand up. Now we need to appreciate this entire company, but let's give them a big hand. So they make profit, they invest back in NIDO, and NIDO back at home. We have South Sudanese kids sponsored studying in that school. We have game rangers in the front line, which are protecting wildlife, children's coming to study in that school. It's open also to the Rwandese. It's open to East African. It's open to any other kid that NIDO gets their attention. So what else do they have? They nurture sport. They nurture talent like arts and music. So I happened to visit their work. Even the gorillas in Mwindi forest. I happened to visit there. I don't know if we have pictures of the gorillas. Do you have? No, maybe they're not showing. So I happened to meet the gorillas where I was challenged by a baby gorilla wanting to beat me up. So I was told, you gotta bow down. Don't look at how small it is. This guy can take you down. Even those who have guns, we had to go down. I happened to go and meet young people training to be footballers, still funded. So the organization support environment, it support talent and entertainment. It's also support polytechnics. So there's a polytechnic school that I visited where young people are trained how to work with their hands, how to imagine, how to build, how to be entrepreneurs. So there's 4 projects that I managed to visit when I'm there. So this is NIDO. Now, what is the next thing we are punching on right now? I'm going to do a spoken word and then I wrap up. So right now, what we're doing is simple. The goal for this event right now is if we get 20 children sponsored, if 20 children are sponsored, Nido will match it by 20. Is that not a good one? And to sponsor one child, it's like $500 a year. So who want to be an ambassador for this? I want to see who want to take this challenge. Anybody here want to get a challenge to sponsor a child? And when you sponsor that one child, need to match it up. Who want to do that? Anyone? Okay, I'll leave you thinking. But who can be an ambassador to share this story with somebody? We got one, then we got two here, we got three, we got four. So, right, so I'm going to do a spoken word right now called Forced to Sin. And then later on, I'm going to be performing with you. So when I mean performing with you is, I mean we're going to dance together. But now let me do it. Can you say forced to sin? Forced to sin to make a living. Forced to sin. Forced to sin to make a living. Forced to sin. Forced to sin. Sometimes you gotta lose to win. Never give up. Never give in. My dreams are like torment. My every moment. Voices in my brain of friends that was slain. Friends like Loal who died by my side of salvation. In the barren jungle and the desert plain. Next was I, but Jesus heard my cry. As I was tempted to eat the rotten flesh of my comrade, he gave me comfort. We used to raid villages, stealing chickens, goats, and sheep, anything we could eat. I knew it was rude, but we needed food, and therefore I was forced to sin. Forced to sin. Forced to sin to make a living. Sometimes you gotta lose the win. Never give up, never give in. Left home at the age of 7. 1 year later, I live with an AK-47. By my side, slept with one eye open wide. Run, duck, play dead and hide. I've seen my people die like flies, but I've never seen a dead enemy, at least one that I've killed. But still, as I wonder, I wouldn't go under. Guns barking like lightning and thunder. As a child so young and tender, words I can't forget, I still remember. As a sergeant command, raising his hand, no retreat, no surrender. Forced to sin. Forced to sin. Let me see your power sign, everybody. Let me see your power sign. They say when you put your power sign above your head, your dopamine level goes up, your courage increases. And that's why you see everybody go, ah! When they're about. So let me see your power sign. Put your power sign in. Sometimes you got to lose to win. Never give up. Thank you.
Everyone, can we please get another round of applause for Emmanuel Jal? That was phenomenal. Now, to absorb that powerful spoken word performance, I'd like to take a moment to invite everyone to the cake cutting ceremony. I think we could use a touch of sweetness after such powerful, impactful words. So I invite everyone to work over there towards the middle of the room for the cake cutting. Thank you.
Incredible, wonderful, beautiful, so sweet, so kind, so natural. Energy, a force like a gravity, cutie, a girl with a dignity. We give punyal magadiku, we shandu, nal nagashandu. Rock a boom, turn like a boom, yeah, a boom. Better nyama, ring on manga. Now we live together. Rock a boom, turn like a boom, yeah, a boom. Better nyama. now because of you. Our lives depend on you. Another one right now because of you. Our lives depend on you. I know elephant because of you. Our lives depend on you. But I know elephant because of you. Our lives depend on you. Kill because of nothing why right now. Only three left, so I came with this song. All the just let you know. Nothing why right now. Only three left, so I came with this song. All the just let you know. I come with peace, we manifest, protect the enemies, just say yes. Know the legacy, rest in peace. Mama Africa, left in tears, feeling sad, feeling bad. Writing a story, sad story. Came the poachers and took the glory. They came the poachers for the ivory. We cut the trees and kill the bees. We poison rivers, lakes and seas. Poison land, spread diseases. Come on people, let's stop this please. Politics game, nothing change. Time of people go lead the change. Politics game, nothing change. Time of people go lead the change. Our lives depend on you. Another one right now because of you. Our lives depend on you. Right now, elephant because of you. Our lives depend on you. But I know elephant because of you. Our lives depend on you. Kill because of nothing why right now. Only three left, so I came with this song. All the chest let you know. Nothing why right now. Only three left, so I came with this song. All the chest let you know. Nothing why right now. Only three left, so I came with this song. Want to just let you know. All the good souls out there who really care, go spread everywhere. Go be the leader, be the change, be the song, be the love revolution. Be the light, be the peace, be the hope, be the love for solution. Be the food, be the water, be the shelter, be the source of connection. Love your politicians and your village and your nation. Worldwide we stand one vision, one plan for petition. Our lives for protection. Our lives depend on you. Another one right now because of you. Our lives depend on you. Right now, elephant because of you. Our lives depend on you. But I know elephant because of you. Our lives depend on you. Kill because of nothing why right now. Only three left, so I came with this song. All the just let you know. Nothing why right now. Only three left, so I came with this song. All the just let you know.
Hello, everybody. Thank you again, those of you who are able to make it to your seats, so that we can go ahead into the next portion of this afternoon's events. So what we're going to do now is have a couple of speeches from some very cool people that have some positive ideas and messages to share. All right. The first one is a gentleman by the name of SK, who is the founder of Canadian SME. Now, Canadian SME is the premier and most relevant platform for SMEs in Canada. They highlight growing businesses and thought leaders with a strong focus on innovation, growth, and marketing. So everyone, please welcome SK. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today at the inauguration of Nexim Healthcare's new office and training center here in Hamilton. For me, this event is not just about celebrating a new milestone for Nexim Healthcare, but also honoring the vision of its founder, Henry Lucange, who I have the privilege of knowing for many years now. Henry is just not a colleague in business. He is a friend, a visionary, and someone who shares my passion for empowering communities. Nexim Healthcare, under Henry's leadership, has consistently shown a commitment to improving healthcare services, making a profound impact on both patients and professionals alike. The new office and the training center here in Hamilton will not only expand Nexim's ability to deliver top-tier services, but also offer critical training to the next generation of healthcare professionals, making a difference in the healthcare system at large. Beyond healthcare, Henry's commitment to the wider community is evident that through his sponsorship of the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast Series. His dedication to supporting Black entrepreneurs aligned perfectly with our mission at Canadian SME Small Business Magazine to fuel inclusion and adaptability in the Canadian business landscape. The podcast is more than just a series. It's a platform for voices that need to be heard, stories that inspire, and ideas that will shape the future of our entrepreneurial ecosystem. As we stand here today, it's clear that Nexim Healthcare is not just about delivering healthcare, it's about shaping futures, building communities, and driving change. I'm absolutely honored to be here and also be a part of this journey and look forward to seeing Nexim Healthcare continue to grow and positively impact the healthcare industry and the community at large. Congratulations, Henry, and the entire team of Nexim Healthcare on this wonderful achievement. Thank you.
And again, could I please get a bit more appreciation for Mr. SK? And now, next in our series of amazing people, I would like to introduce someone who has become a valuable advisor and mentor to Henry, Marg Hackey. She supports women and men and youth worldwide as a mentor, advisor, and is a sought-after keynote speaker. She ranked in Profit and Chatelaine magazine in the top 10 of Canada's top 100 women business owners for 11 straight years. She's a founding member of the Women Presidents Organization in Canada and has been managing director of Grow Your Biz for many years. Please, everyone, take a moment to welcome Marg.
Thank you, CJ. And I'm vertically challenged, so we need to adjust the microphone. It's my privilege to be here today to celebrate the grand opening of Nexim Healthcare's Hamilton facility. How exciting is that? My name, as CJ mentioned, for those of you who have not yet had the pleasure of meeting, is Marg Hackey. And it's been an exciting ride over the last few years. Henry and I met at an event called the Event of Champions. And I was one of the speakers, sharing my story of running a technology company for 32 years. And I was sharing all the challenges I faced and how I overcame them. Well, I think it resonated with Henry because he certainly related to some of the challenges I had faced. And he approached me and said, "Would you help me?" I agreed to work with him, and it's hard to believe, but it is 10 years since that happened. It's amazing, it really is. So, many of you know Henry began life in Uganda. And after surviving the conflict in that southern African nation, moved to England in the 80s to go to school and eventually received his CA. Quite an accomplishment. And he was hired by one of the top 4 accounting firms in Britain as a tax partner. During the next few years, he worked on projects throughout Africa, England, Europe, and Southern Asia, moving to investment banking. In 2005, Henry moved to Canada, something I had done about 50 years earlier with my parents. So we had that in common as well. He came to Canada as part of the IFRS implementation project of accounting standards at a major trust fund and served there until the financial crisis in 2008, causing him to become dissatisfied with his career. And at that point, in 2009, Henry decided to make the move to have his own private business. Quite a challenge. How many of you here are entrepreneurs or business owners? Can you put up your hands? Yeah, there are a few. Good for you, because it's never easy. I truly believe that. After much research, Henry started running Nexim Healthcare, and the company focused on providing staffing solutions to help leading sector players in their health and social care sectors to fulfill their staffing needs. Like most entrepreneurs, Henry faced many challenges. I've always advised business owners I work with that success is not a destination, it's a journey that we're all on. During my tenure running my own organization, I learned that there are 6 elements to running a successful business, and these I have shared with Henry. First, a dynamic business model, which has been really achieved by Nexim. Second is having a strong management team. And Henry has certainly provided by having him surrounded by an executive management team that does a great job with him. Third is having a profitable financial model, which is enabled by his accounting background. Fourth is having a strong marketing strategy that differentiates you from your competitors. And that's not always easy, but being one of the few 24, 365, 7 days fully crewed healthcare providers, that has made a big difference. The fifth element is using robust technology. Now, it doesn't have to be the latest and greatest, but it has to do the job you need it to do. And the technology that Nexim's scheduling, intake, and timesheet tracking is entirely seamless via its suite of technology, which combines scheduling, payroll, accounting in a single unit. Number 6 is having a huge market potential. And this new building will enable expansion of Nexim's offerings. You know, when I first met Henry, he was a single man and all he did was work. So one of my advice to Henry, one of the first things I said to him is, Henry, you need to get a girlfriend. And of course, Henry, in his usual way of exceeding expectations, today he's truly blessed to have a wonderful wife in Katie and what is commonly known as the millionaire's family, a handsome son and a beautiful baby girl. And an explosion of balloons just for that. I must admit, I am very proud of Henley's accomplishments, including recently being recognized by Canada's SME magazine as winning Entrepreneur of the Year. What an achievement, Henry. Congratulations. And a very special congrats on the new building. My wish for you and your team is continued success. So Henry, the floor is yours. Come on up.
It's a privilege to stand before you in my capacity as the CEO of Nexim today as we commission our Hamilton Hub. One designed to anchor our drive to become a nationwide provider of third-party healthcare staffing services. This is the goal we set ourselves to achieve over 10 years ago, first by investing in something similar in Toronto, then one in Barrie, and now in Hamilton. Now, this is the final piece of our 10-year evolution into a smaller startup to what's going to be one of the leading nationwide providers of healthcare staff within the country. We've achieved this through being disciplined with our savings and careful with our choice of investments. We also believe that we believe in a solid strategy that doesn't require external help to be successful. This project is a perfect example of what can be achieved with laser-like focus on costs, careful contractor selection and supervision. Now, we faced many obstacles and challenges, delays, and just about every hurdle you could face. But we're able to achieve this investment fairly on budget and close to time. But today, we're not here to talk about the challenges we faced, right? We are celebrate the success and also show gratitude to everyone who has been there for us through this journey from the start. So first, I want to take a moment to remember my dad. I'm the person I am. I'm the person I have become, both as a businessman, as a father, a husband, a social entrepreneur, because of what he taught me. I also want to pay tribute to my mom. She's not here today because of ill health. But from her, I've learned to be patient in delay, the the value of self-discipline and humility. So thank you to my mom and to my wife, Kate, and our two little bosses, Alex and Zenzi. Your patience and understanding is what makes something like this possible. So thank you. And to my father and mother-in-law, you're always available to help when my work asks for more time that can be mastered in a 24-hour day. So thank you for your help. To the Nexim senior management and staff, Agnes, Ike, Jovia, Hammond, thank you for walking down this road with me and all of us. This project can't come true without your contributions, your support, and your effort. So thank you so much. And to the Nexim board of directors, John and I go back many years from our pre-business life as young professionals in this city, trying to find ourselves and the purpose in life. He's a doctor of physics, astrophysics, I believe, but he since left the profession to go find his own calling. However, through the support of the board, John, Gideon, Lanry, thank you for believing and supporting our long-term strategic plans. This project is not possible without your faith and belief in our long-term goals, right? And their potential. So thank you to the board. And over the years, we've stayed true to using a part of our net earnings to help advance access to education in East and Southern Africa, as Emmanuel talked about it, and as you've seen what Flavia was talking about. Flavia, who performed today, and the remarks he made, a beautiful example of that work. So credit to everyone in Nexim for helping us do that. Also today we're here to celebrate the example of reaching out and empowering other people on their way to their own success as we go after ours. Flavia's example is a perfect reflection of what can happen when we lift up other people. And in conclusion, ensuring that the next Flavia has the same opportunity to go to school as my Alex helps get me out of bed, motivated each day to do more. So thank you, Flavia, for adding more meaning to our lives. Thank you.
I think you queued it up any better than I could have. Henry, thank you for taking a moment. I had a whole speech lined up for you, but we've all had so many powerful speeches. I'll only bring the mood down. Thank you for the powerful words, and we're looking forward to the second performance and party with Emmanuel Jal.
So Henry, you gotta stay there. I'm looking for few volunteers to join Henry. Yeah, come on, stay. Everybody else stand up. Yeah, 3 more volunteers. And everybody else just stand up. Stand up. 2 ladies, please. 2 ladies. We need 2 ladies volunteers. Yeah, 2 ladies volunteers. Barabashara Jakoa, Takaluz Yaraguatua, Shanga Yene Atoa, Rakatum Takatakawa, Taka Yeko Yede Jeba, Lo show me way, Lama Nosta. Wanna speed with the sugar star. Ever go with me like this, ever. That's all you gotta do. Up. Damn. You guys in the front, I want you guys to stand up. Come on. Up. Damn. Turn around. Turn around. Next side. Up. Turn around. Bara wachara japoa, taka luyara wadoa, shangwa yene adoa, rakatum taka taka yeko yede jeba, lo show me way, lama nosta, wanna see your shoe, pista, wanna. So the next dance style is easy. Flavia may lead us, so it's go to start this way. If I want to see move this way.
Bora wechera jakoa, taka luchera patoa, shamba ini jakoa, rakatum rakatakawa, taka yebo ide yebo no show me way like my no stop. Wanna me, wanna buy, wanna go the speed of shooting star, wanna, we go. Sugar, everybody down. Sugar, sugar. Down, everybody. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Again. Sugar, everybody. Sugar, sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Good. Good. Are you here with us? Let me see your hands up. All right. This is the Nexus party. Yeah? She. So I want to show you another simple dance. What you got, what you want, oh, to not so banana. Wanna get sun. Go better, Calibano. 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 Wanna ride on my say, wanna ride on my say, wanna ride on my say, wanna ride on my say. Sugar, 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 sugar. Wanna ride on my say, wanna ride on my say, wanna ride on my say, wanna ride on my say. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Say. All right, everybody. I want you to put this leg forward like this. That's all you gotta do. One leg. Then you Mashallah, 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 mashallah. Mashallah, 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 mashallah.
Kibure ilada. Sure.
Shibure lada, Shiba Pasco. Hiya, mushroom veggie, Shiba Pasco. Hiya.
Sick. Yeah.
Mashallah, mashallah,
Mashallah. Mashallah.
mashallah, mashallah.
Mashallah. All right, this one is easy. This is the last song, everybody. Last song, eh? So I want everybody, hold your belly. Hold your belly like this. So, check your belly. Check your belly. That's what you gotta do. Check your belly. Check your belly. Okay, let me see your hand like this.
Take us from me, take us from me, baby. Take us from me, take us from me, baby. Take us from me, take us from me, baby. Take us from me, take us from me, baby. Take your time, walk out, you'll be the winner. Take your time, walk out, you'll be the winner.
Everybody, here we go.
Check your belly. Check your belly. Check your belly. Belly, head, belly, knees. Check your belly. Check your belly. Check your belly. Belly, head, belly, knees.
Hey, go,
Take us from me, take us from me, baby. Take us from me, take us from me, baby. Take us from me, take us from me, baby. Take us from me, take us from me, baby. Take your time, walk out, you'll be the winner. Take your time, walk out, you'll be the winner.
everybody, here we go.
Check your belly. Check your belly. Check your belly. Belly, head, belly, knees. Check your belly. Check your belly. Check your belly. Belly, head, belly, knees. your bad left belly at a judge. In my heart, no grudge. I prosper where I touch. Work smart, don't think too much. Universe will give some grace. With the patient, tie your lace. My suffering I embrace. Life is game, protect your face. Fix your take your time, walk out to be the winner. Take your time, walk out to be the winner.
Everybody, here we go.
Check your belly. Check your belly. Check your belly. Belly, head, belly, knees. Check your belly. Check your belly. Check your belly, head, belly, knees.
Everybody give Henry a big hand. Give your hand, Henry. Everybody on the stage, give them a big hand. Thank you, Nexus. Thank you, Nino. Nexim, awesome. Put your ball up. Thank you.
Huge thank you again to Emmanuel Jal on that wonderful performance / party. A special shout out to the dance moves of Mr. Henry and to young Lord Alex as well. Thank you guys for the fantastic energy. All right. Now I'd like to take a quick moment to move to an intro for the Trident School. So I would like to invite Ms. Agnes and Chinwe to come up to briefly talk about Trident. If they are coming.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, we want to welcome you all to our Hamilton branch grand opening. My name is Chinwe Nnemezie, and here with my boss, Ms. Agnes. We work with Nexim, but we also represent Trident. As you all know, that Nexim is a staffing agency, healthcare staffing agency. So we saw the huge gap in the healthcare environment. So need a thought of bringing up Trident to help train healthcare professionals to make sure that the people we send to the field to do the work are doing the right thing. So we have a school now in Barry called Trident Healthcare Institute, where you get trained for PSW and DSW. We are both in class and online in case you want to join. We are barely 1 year, but we are doing well. We got approved to have our online classes recently. So before now, we are having it in class, but now we are both online and in class. The good thing about Trident is that we have financial aid. In case you are not able to afford your full tuition, you can come to us, then we can give you a payment plan. We pay for you, then give you a payment plan where you can, make the payments. It makes it very, very easy for you to go to school and to be able to pay. The good thing about this whole Nexim of a thing is with our Trident, it makes us like a one-stop shop where you can get trained, we give you employment, we give you housing, and we give you transportation. So I want you all to help us spread the news that Nexim Healthcare Consultants also have a school where you can also get trained. So that is why we are here. I don't know if my boss has something to say.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll say I don't have much because she said it all. But I can't forget to thank you all for sparing your precious time to be with us here on such a day. Being a working day, I really can't go off here without saying thank you so much for putting us first and choosing to spend your afternoon with us. Thank you so much. For those who are driving back, please, Journey Mercies. We love you all and thank you for putting us first. Please, like she said, spread the word. Trident is making it. We are training, we are giving the market and the country the best healthcare professionals. After seeing the gap that there was in the quality of staff who are sending out to support our residents and citizens of this country. That's why Trident came in place. And yes, we are going strong every day by adding more courses. Like she mentioned, we have PSW, we have DSW. We are still adding ECE, which is early childhood education. We are still adding other courses like mental health because we realize this country has a lot of, needs that kind of support a lot. So please keep checking our website and there are brochures around. You can take one home. And please, yes, please spread the word. We need as many people as we can because our country really needs it. Thank you so much.
Can I get a little bit more appreciation for Chinwe and Agnes and the exciting news about Trident School? Now, before we progress to the next, I want to just take a moment to draw people's attention to the beautiful artwork just to the left of the entrance. They are all offered by our regional operations manager, Ike Agu, a brilliant artist and phenomenal manager. A portion of the sales generated of each piece will go towards NIDO's phenomenal initiatives. So if anyone gets a chance to take a look over there and they see something that catches your eye, feel free to connect with Ike and just know that the money is going towards an excellent purpose. Now, next up, we have members of the board of Nexim Healthcare. Specifically, we have John, Lanray, and Gideon to come up here and share a few words about this momentous event and the phenomenal journey of Nexim. Please show some appreciation.
Yes, so my name is John Braithwaite. I'll say a few words about how I came to get involved in Nexim in the first place, and then I'll hand the microphone to these two. So my connection with Nexim goes back to 2007. I was waiting to get into a pub along King Street, and the queue wasn't moving very quickly, and Henry was there. We got chatting. We didn't get into the pub in the end because at some point the bouncer came out and said, there's a private party, nobody's coming in. So we went for a plan B. In any case, we became friends. At that time, I was working at the U of T, pretending to be an astrophysicist. And he was working at a bank, pretending to be a city slicker. And we didn't know it at that point, but the following year, we were both going to become fathers. I did that in the standard way. So I'm not going to go into any more detail about that. Henry had a different path. His thinking about this was, I can produce a normal child sometime down the line. Now I have to start a company. And so he gave birth to Nexim the following year. If ever I want to know how old is Nexim, I just think of how old my son is, and it's the same age. Since then, I've moved away from Canada, and so I come back to visit regularly. And so it's a bit like when I come here visiting a child that I haven't seen in a while. Every time I see it, it's grown a little bit. And so the change is immediately apparent, or hasn't it grown? Henry's like that when he sees my son, because he doesn't get to see my son every day, obviously, either. So he's like the embarrassing relative whenever he sees him. Every time I come here, I'm impressed at the steps Nexim has taken. It just seems to grow and grow and thrive without stopping. And I'm just honored to have witnessed this growth right from the beginning. And I look forward to much more in the future. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, just to introduce myself, I'm Gideon Okungu. I reside in UK, London. I just traveled for this last night. Just to go back, I've known Henry for quite a time. The time we met with Henry was in college. and we've come a long journey. We started business with Henry, that's accountancy firm, because we are accountants. Henry studied accountancy, just both of us. So we have accountancy firm. Henry did not start business with the Nexim. He started accountancy firm in UK, where it's still running up to now. I'm a partner of it. First of all, it's a privilege and to be part of this journey. And I would really thank everyone for taking your time to come to open the new office together. You've taken your time out, and that's a lot of thank you. Right. What I would say that it has not been an easy journey. It's been a lot of challenges, but what I can say, I call this Nexim as a ship. Henry is the captain. Three of us here, we are just drawing the map, and Henry is the one who passed through the storms, the wave, when the ship is in the sea. As we just give the map the direction. Henry has really done well, and sometimes as board of directors, we really have to go through a lot sometimes to make things work the way you can just see a picture, but it's a lot of us gone through. I'll also give a lot of thanks to the good management we have in Nexim. That is people in Berry, led by Agnes, people in Toronto, led by CJ Chuju, people in the new office, Hamilton, led by Ike. I'm very privileged that without you guys, this thing could not have happened. And also I thank a lot of all our partners, those we work with. Thank you very much. And I won't say much. I'll leave the rest to my colleague to continue. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. First off, big shout out to everyone who's involved in this event today. Agnes, Chujo, Ike, everyone, well done. All done a good job. My name is Larry Bramajari, longtime friend of Henry. The funny coincidence, I actually met Henry at the bar as well, like you did. And I'm an accountant like he is as well. So that's maybe a common thread. But one thing I'd like to highlight here is the impact of Nexim beyond, and that's evidenced by everyone who's here today. The impact is far-reaching, it's wide, beyond the current community. It's, Canada, Africa, Uganda. It's quite impressive, the impact of Nexim. And that inspires me every time I talk to Henry. So I'd like us to give a round of applause to Henry in terms of the impact it's making everywhere. So it's a pleasure for us to be here. We're all quite proud to be involved in this, to be associated with this, and we look forward to even bigger strides and bigger steps with Nexim. Thank you, everyone.
Sorry, everyone. If you don't mind, can I get another round of applause for the Nexim board? Today has been an amazing event, wonderful energy, great people coming out, great food, great performances. Huge thank you, first and foremost, to everyone that came and, as has been said, took time out of your busy day to come and celebrate this momentous occasion. A huge thank you to Nexim's team, the staff, the people that may not get the attention, but who do the work every single day. Massive, massive shout out to everyone that does the work, all members of the staff team, to the management team as well, to Lord Henry, to Madame Agnes, to Mr. Herman, to everyone. Long list of names beyond measure. Huge thank you for the value that you provide, for the work, for the just great effort you put in every day to bring about a wonderful organization like this that culminates in an event like today. So let's have a round of applause for that. We are getting towards the end of things. I appreciate everyone's patience for celebrating this with us. I won't give too long of a speech because there's been so many great things been said that I don't know I could add a ton of value to. I will simply say this. This labor of love and seeing it expressed in this way has been phenomenal. It's been inspirational. This Hamilton launch event, I'm touched by all the words that were said in celebration. And again, to Emmanuel for his powerful performances, to Marg for her great words as well, to everyone. So I'm going to wrap this up by saying it's been an absolute pleasure seeing everyone here today. Even though this is the end of this event, There's still lots of opportunity to be involved, whether it's in our community initiatives, whether it's spreading word about the school, or just sharing news that Nexim is here to provide phenomenal healthcare and home care staffing support. So I'd like to take a minute to invite you to have a round of applause for yourselves. No, that's, y'all deserve better than that. Can you get a round of applause for yourself, please, for coming out and celebrating? Thank you so much. Take this opportunity to take some pictures and mix and mingle, but we've come to the end of the formal part. And thank you again for attending Nexim's Hamilton launch. Thank you.
Morenita